Hey, I'm Kelly.
I'm Caleb.
We're Calvin Career Coaches, and today we're going to talk about soft skills.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us for The Soft Truth. What do employers look for in employees?
In this session, we will discuss the definition of a soft skill as well as their roles in the workplace.
At the end, we'll give you an opportunity to conduct a self-assessment to help guide you in the right direction. So what are soft skills anyway?
Great question, Kelly. Let's look at this typical employment advertisement. Does anything stand out to you?
As you read over it, you'll notice that there are actually 3 specific soft skills mentioned in this ad. This particular employer is looking for someone who's organized, dependable, and has good communication skills.
So, there are several qualities that employers are looking for. This diagram gives us a visual of the professional skills that are mentioned most often. You see that teamwork, flexibility, and independence appear quite frequently.
So now we're moving more towards the true definition of a soft skill. Soft skills, or otherwise known as professional skills, are imperative to success in the workplace. They often refer to how you relate to others. They're consistent for every job, and they're hard to measure, but they're easy to recognize. Notice they're not things that are directly taught in school. Let's look at a few examples. Okay, here are some others to add to the list. Being a good listener, having, of course, those effective communication skills that we've already addressed, being dependable, neat, friendly, organized, prompt, fair, and being a hard worker are a few other examples that we can consider.
Now that Kelly has described soft skills, no one is going to hire you without the hard skills. So, let's talk a little about what are hard skills. Our first hint is here in this cartoon. Check it out. The interviewer is asking the potential employee to showcase a hard skill, assembly. Hard skills are completely different from soft skills. Unlike soft skills, hard skills can be easily proven in some shape, form, or fashion. They're learned. If you applied to a job that required a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, for example, you could easily prove that you had that requirement by providing a copy of your transcript or your diploma. That is one example of a hard skill, but let's look at a few other examples. Now, we mentioned the degree example a second ago, but here are some other hard skills that you may see on a job posting. All of these can be easily proven on the application. The hard skills will likely land you an interview or even the job, but as you will see, they both work together to ensure workplace success. And because hard skills and soft skills work together, if you do have great communication, if you are very prompt, if you do have great teamwork, but if you don't know what you're doing, it won't matter where you work because obviously you won't be able to work there. But having that hard skill, the certain experience or the diploma connected with having initiative, having dedication, that's what will take you to the next level and help you be great at whatever you do.
So it's important as you gain the hard skills like the degree and the certifications that are required for the workplace to not forget the effort that it takes to improve the soft skills as well. As Caleb mentioned, both hard skills and soft skills are imperative to workplace success. The hard skills may provide us with an opportunity to interview or possibly even land the job. Soft skills, however, allow us to keep our job. We can mention our professional skills in the interview, and some of our skills may even be observed. However, those really have to be observed in the day-to-day process most of the time. We've all likely experienced a coworker with a bad attitude or a boss who maybe lacks effective communication skills. We don't want to be a part of that category.
Well, companies are looking for workers
So,
who have
take a look
what's
at this
known
short
as
video clip about soft
And Tiffany
skills.
Daniels is with Workforce Solutions. She joins us this morning to explain what soft skills are and how we can really hone in on these skills. What are they, first of all?
Soft skills, they go by a number of names. So they're also known as interpersonal skills, but essentially soft skills are the personality traits of an employee. So not just understanding the basic physical training skills. Let's say, for instance, you're a welder. Being able to actually work the machines and have the product, the desired product is excellent. But actually, the soft skills are the next piece of that. It's making sure that you kind of become a good team member or a good employee, not just someone that can do the work.
Oh, that's interesting. You mentioned something in the break that kind of, perked my attention, and that is this is an employer's market where, instead of having just a few resumes like you would have a few years ago, you've got a ton of them. I mean, it's a really demanding, there's a lot of demand from the employee point of view.
Yeah.
And so having these soft skills is only going to better your chances, I would imagine.
Exactly, yeah. Employers at this time, there's a lot of people still looking for work, whether they're unemployed or looking for that next step up in their career. And so if you are lucky enough, fortunate enough to kind of enter the door and have that opportunity, they're going to want to make sure that you're also an accountable employee, because unfortunately there may be other people that are still on that wait list, or that the resumes they reviewed that they didn't interview at that time are their second choices. So you want to make sure once you're in the door, you're as safe as possible.
Hey, I'd almost argue that those soft skills are even more important. Anyone can learn a skill, but can you really show up on time or have that, effective communication as a team member? Or, we'll talk about some of the skills, like oral and written communication is something that Workforce Solutions says.
Right. And that covers the gamut. It's, are you able to express yourself in a way that, one, other people are able to understand, and two, that's in a respectful manner? Can you take direction? Can you give direction in a way that it's really helping build the team?
Yeah, talk about that teamwork or the collaboration skills.
It's a matter of understanding your role in that organization and how you might be able to help the organization. It's not all about just helping yourself. It's understanding you're a part of a bigger piece now, and where do you fit? How can you work together? If there are issues, how can they be resolved before they kind of blow out of proportion?
Yeah. What about those problem-solving skills too?
It's very similar. It's the ability to recognize that something may not be the way that it's supposed to be, and it might be a machine that's not working, or it might be some process that's not as effective as it could be. How do you identify that? How do you come up with possible solutions, and how do you work with management and other team members to have those things implemented?
So how can we really hone in on these skills? Can Workforce Solutions help?
We can. There's a standing class called Succeed at Work at all 3 of our centers that anyone could walk in. It's just a matter of checking our
So, what do employers really have to say about the importance of soft skills? As you can see, over 3/4 of them really believe that they are just as important as hard skills. That's huge. Remember, as long as you are teachable, skills and other things can be taught, but dependability and a good attitude are a little more challenging to address. So take a look at this. This is a list of the top 5 soft skills employers look for in their new hires.
Of course, there are several soft skills that are important, but let's look at the top 5. No surprise that communication skills tops the list, followed by having a strong work ethic, strong teamwork skills, problem-solving skills, and taking initiative. Looking over the top 5, do you see some strengths? Perhaps some weaknesses? That's what this is for. We'll get to that here in just a minute.
Now that you understand the difference between hard skills and soft skills, let's move forward with your self-assessment.
The next few slides are going to focus solely on you. Go ahead and find a piece of paper and something to write with. We're going to help you determine your top 5, conduct a quick SWOT analysis, and finally give you an opportunity to improve on your areas of weakness.
Here on this slide, you see a list of 32 soft skills. Go ahead and read over these quickly.
That's several soft skills. But now you've had the chance to read over them, go ahead and find 5 of your top strengths and list them on your page.
Alright, good stuff. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to decide on your top 5. But we are not quite finished with this sheet just yet. Just like we all have strengths, we also have weaknesses. That's just part of life. Take a moment and find 1 or 2 weaknesses from the list and add them to your sheet of paper.
That was pretty easy. Now keep your sheet of paper handy as we move on to our SWOT analysis.
Okay, at the bottom of the sheet of paper you've been using, draw 4 blocks, pretty much similar to the diagram shown. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just squares big enough for you to write in.
We've started your list of strengths and weaknesses as far as soft skills are concerned, but this is an opportunity to expand into additional opportunities for growth related to your overall job search. While our strengths and weaknesses are internal assessments, this is an opportunity to assess the external factors such as opportunities and threats that surround your situation. For example, S stands for strengths, W for weakness, O for opportunities, and T for threats. Strengths and weaknesses we've addressed as far as soft skills, but I want you to think beyond that. What are your strengths and weaknesses as far as your job search is concerned? What about your career goals? What about your major? What about your college plans? Strengths and weaknesses overall. Then we move into opportunities. Opportunities to strengthen our weaknesses. Opportunities that we can take advantage of as far as being more marketable in our career path. Of course, then there are threats. What's holding us back? What's in our way? What are some obstacles that we're going to have to overcome? Think of those things and jot down your thoughts.
Okay, hopefully by now you've had time to complete your quick SWOT analysis. So let's dedicate ourselves to improving some areas of weakness.
Now that you have an understanding of the role that hard and soft skills play in the world of work, and you've had an opportunity to target your strengths and weaknesses, it's time to gather a game plan.
It's vital that you take action for improvement. Here are a few suggestions. Improving on our soft skills has a lot to do with dedication, which actually happens to be a soft skill in itself. For example, if, say, you need to be more organized, you definitely need to find a system of using different calendars or maybe even reminders so you can get to where you need to be there on time, and have everything in a certain spot. Whatever you need to do for your personality and whatever works for you, that's where you have to make that step and make that judgment call for your improvement. Because once you recognize what you have to work on, the next step is implementing a strategy to get it done. That's what will help you be successful in whatever you end up doing.
Absolutely, Caleb. Also, going back to your SWOT analysis you just completed, in some areas of weaknesses, there are actually classes that will challenge us to improve. For example, several people have a fear of talking in front of people or leading other people. In this case, maybe a speech class or volunteering for a leadership role in a club or outside volunteer opportunity may actually strengthen that weakness. Throughout the process, you must maintain a sense of self-awareness. It's okay to be honest with yourself, as long as you're moving forward.
Well, this actually concludes our session on soft skills in the workplace. Please remember that the career coaches are here to help you in the college and career planning process.
We have coaches on both our Huntsville and Decatur campuses, and you can make an appointment by sending us a request to our email or calling the number on your screen. Have a wonderful day.